week long. Last week it was all about the Super Bowl ads, all about what we're going to see and all the craziness around the Super Bowl and all those ads you normally see and everybody talks about. But I'll tell you one thing, for my part, at my home, one PSA, one ad stood out. This one.
There goes the looks, this is the end.
It was shot right here in St. Louis, and St. Louis just happens to be, unfortunately, a hotbed of heroin addiction. And Suneal, Menzies, a friend of mine with the Assisted Recovery Centers of America and a recovering heroin addict with me too, John Stuckey, thank you very much for being with us. That ad, powerful. I mean, not only that, but man, we've been talking about this heroin epidemic for heaven knows how long. I'll never forget 8 years ago, talking to prosecutors and police saying, you guys, this is a real problem. But here we are. Epidemic proportions, it's hitting high schools, it's crazy.
And that PSA, wild, powerful, and stirring up. I was at a Super Bowl party with our buddy Phil Tracy.
Yeah.
And we had people with positive and negative emotions. But our job as treatment providers and leaders is to bring awareness to the problem. Where ARCHway wants to go a step further is the PSA talked about the problem.
Yeah.
If you don't provide a solution, then what that does, it creates panic and fear in the community.
Right. John, I mean, you went through it how many years ago now?
It's been 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
So you were right in the thick of this thing, and when you see an ad like that or a PSA like that, or you hear the numbers of the overdose, that kind of thing, none of it is surprising to you at all, correct?
Correct.
And so when you went through this, though, part of the, because everybody says, well, what are we going to do about it? Well, part of the problem with heroin addiction is people get treated at some place, but it winds up being a revolving door, correct?
Yeah, and I mean, by definition, an addict is someone who suffers from chronic disease of relapses. So, I mean, it's about, you know, the relapses are gonna occur, and it's about being there to support them and have solutions to their issues and be able to coach them into recovery when they're needing the help. And, you know, that's why, you know, I'm working with ARCHway and the recovery houses to, you know, help people do that.
But people who watch this or read about, like the Post recently did a giant spread of all these overdose deaths in high school, that kind of thing. And everybody's still surprised. They're like, heroin? Wait a minute, I thought that was like, you know, heavy duty and expensive, and the heroin addict is, you know, I always thought that was like the 1960s, and some people are truly shocked at how pervasive it is. Why is it?
You know, we were at a press conference this morning, Jamie. They followed up the National Council with a press conference. Mayor Slay was there this morning. Some of the county executives were there, and one of the county executives from St. Charles was there. And he said he's been in the judicial system for 12 years, and only about 2 years ago did he truly realize heroin was a problem.
All right, so how does it transfer then from opiates to heroin?
Opiates in the class of medication, this class of drugs or medications, has an amazing ability to change the chemistry of the brain. I've never met anyone, and John, the same thing. His family and him and any patient who's come to us, Jamie, we've talked about this, it is not their wish, it's not their goal to say, 5 years ago when I broke my leg, I hope I get to see Suneal and ARCHway because now I'm using heroin.
Right.
We say that the disease is accidental. We don't know at what portion or at what level, when in the period of use, the chemistry of the brain actually changes enough that patients start to say, I need that substance, like you and I need food just to feel normal.
But they can't get the pills anymore.
You can't get the pills, or the pills don't cut it, because now my tolerance is building.
Right.
And so what used to do it to help my depression, my anxiety, my pain, now, you know what, 3 pills doesn't work. So I took Vicodin, now I'll take Percocets, and I take OxyContins, now that doesn't work. And the next thing is heroin.
Right. All right, so what we'll do is we'll put the website up there, archway.com. A lot of people do call. They'll watch the show. They might not be addicted, obviously. Neither will their kids, but they know a family. They know someone. And you guys get a lot of calls from people who know someone, and on down the line. So that's how you get a lot of your calls. John Stuckey, congratulations on your continued recovery and for helping out young addicts as we go along. I know it's an important job that you have now. So thank you for being with us. And Suneal, thanks. Good to see you again.
Yeah, Jamie, we appreciate you, you know, one of the leaders in the community really helping us fight this war.
Yeah, it's a big deal. My son, I'll tell you a quick story. I coached my son's Little League team in Webster Groves. He's 26 now. And from that Little League team of 9, 3 are dead.
It is
from drug overdose.
It is an epidemic. We are fighting a war in St. Louis, and we have two faces of it. When you're in a war, you have the prevention side, those who haven't been affected, and then we have to have the flip side, which is the treatment side, because we have a lot of young people, starting in the high schools, that are dying on a daily basis.
Yeah, well, thanks for being with us, and hopefully this has an impact. Still to come, my final word on, the hooded one, Cam Newton. I'm going to defend him.